Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., all rights reserved.
Welcome back. It's 12 after the hour. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm Jim Blasingame, and you're listening to the Small Business Advocate Show. I'm glad you're here. I'm excited that our good friend Marsha Egan is here, too. Marsha is a good friend of ours, a longtime Brain Trust member, the founder and the CEO of the Egan Group. She's the author of many books, including the one I'm holding in my hand, Inbox Detox. And as I said, she's our good friend Marsha Egan. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, good morning, Jim.
It's good to have you back, as always. Always great to be able to talk to you. Hey, Marsha, there's something that I know you got on your mind, and boy, howdy, have I got it on my mind, and that's the way we use our phones, our handhelds, as the industry called them. You and I used to, or at least I used to call them cell phones. My first one was a bag phone, right? The second one was bolted to the floor of my car. Now my new one's in my pocket, right? So things have changed, and for a lot of people, it's hanging off their ear too, right? So
yepper.
Yeah, you'll get a kick out of this. Yesterday, when I was talking to my producer, who's a young person, about Amanda, about what we were going to talk about, she wrote down a smartphone that you want to talk about, using smartphones, and I said, Amanda, you do realize that all cell phones are not smartphones, right? These young people, you gotta remind them that there are other things out there besides this new stuff, right?
Well, it's really funny. Last night I was talking with a woman. She was actually an assistant executive director of some big not-for-profit, and she said to me, "What's a smartphone? Is my phone a smartphone?" And she had an iPhone. Yeah. And I said, "That's a smartphone. What we're talking about is actually carrying a mini computer in your pocket.
Yeah.
Those are the smartphones."
That's right. That's exactly right. So when you think about using our smartphones, using our cell phones, anything that you can mingle among other people and talk to somebody else with, let's just call it that. What are your guidelines?
What are my what?
Your guidelines.
Oh, guidelines. Well, first of all, let's just talk about etiquette in general. And etiquette is respect. The whole base of etiquette, Emily Post, Vanderbilt, you name it, it's all about being respectful. And now all of a sudden we have this new thing called a smartphone that people can have in their pockets, and there are no rules out there. You have to kind of make your own rules. But what you really want to do is be respectful about how you use it. And so one of the biggest offenders, I'm not talking about just telephones right now. I'm talking about the other things you can do on your smartphone. And that is just about everything. I mean, you can take a picture, you can read a spreadsheet, you can access the internet, you can read your email. You can
turn your oven on and check out what's in your refrigerator. And
yes, yes, you can. You can have videos and streaming videos and present time videos. Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely amazing that in the palm of our hand we can have all that. Well, that's fine, except if you're talking to someone and you're looking down, you're not being respectful.
Right.
That's number one. And for some reason people think that, I'm just going to sneak a quick look at my email while my child is talking to me about his or her day. Those kids know it.
Right.
And other people know it too. In business, they call it, you're sitting in a meeting and there's the boss, pontificating about something.
Right.
And there are 5 people doing the BlackBerry prayer. They don't think the boss sees that. Come on, you didn't get to be the boss.
I have to say that I've been guilty of checking email or something like that in the middle of something like that. And I got to be honest with you, if you just check something, if I'm there, I don't have a big problem with that. It's just, but when you kind of go off into your own zone and spend the next 30 minutes there while we're trying to have a visit or whatever, that's not good. I agree with that. Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened to me one time. I was interviewing a guy face to face. We were actually doing something face to face. Which whenever I'm on location, I do that. I had a guy on the radio. He had the headphones on. He's sitting across from me, and I'm talking. I'm expecting him to come back. Well, all of a sudden he's checking his email.
Well, and what's funny is people are almost feeling like they're invisible or something when they do it, and they sneak it. And there is nothing wrong with checking it at the right time. I love the fact that if I'm waiting in a doctor's office, I can knock off 10 or 20 email messages while I'm waiting.
Exactly.
That's beautiful. Or I can look things up, or I can take pictures. I was somewhere last night where I wanted to take a picture, and normally I wouldn't have had a camera with me, but I was able to do it. So I don't want to come off sounding like these are bad things. It's just there's a right time for everything.
What you're just talking about being respectful. And I'll tell you something.
I am.
I'm so glad you're talking about this, Marsha, because there are a lot of people out there. I won't say who they are, but I think they know who they are. There are a lot of people out there who still don't understand that. They don't realize it, and I don't think that they mean any harm. I just think that they haven't heard the wisdom of Marsha Egan.
Oh, well, there's a lot of wisdom out there about this, but you're right. There's something odd about all this. It's kind of like they think they're allowed to do it. I played golf with someone who checked his smartphone after it felt like every shot.
Yeah.
And I was trying to put these people together for business, and the person who was considering doing business with this guy said to me afterwards, "That guy's downright rude."
Yeah.
And, I couldn't help it. I couldn't say, "Hey, put the cell phone away."
Right. The thing is, can we just say as we wrap up this segment, Marsha, do your best to be in the moment with the people you're with, not the people on the other end of your phone.
Well, that's exactly right. And here's the other thing. People think that they can multitask.
Yeah.
And
Marsha, I got to wrap it up. But let's just, folks, here's the thing. If you're doing what we're asking you not to do, you're probably being rude. Let's just put a fine point on it. You're probably being rude. If you don't want to be rude, don't do it. 20 after, right back with Marsha Egan. Her book is called Inbox Detox. Stay with us.
One can tell.
Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., intended for the private use of our audience. Except as otherwise provided by copyright law, all other copying, redistribution, or publication without prior written consent is prohibited. All rights reserved. Prohibited. All rights reserved. Prohibited. All rights